You've probably heard this very famous quote before: when you change, everything will change. And so in this one sentence, your self-concept is explained. The significance of the importance of your self-concept is explained, because everything is related, everything stems, everything is caused by who you are, how you identify yourself to be. The beliefs, the assumptions, the convictions, the stories and identity that you've created and attached to are created who you are today. And it's your self-concept that creates your personal reality. So one of the most significant change you can make to improve your life in any situation, in any way that you want, is to actually work on yourself, is to create, improve the way you see yourself to match a new level of reality. So you want to be able to create a 5-star image of yourself to experience a 5-star reality. Because if you keep on holding on to that 2-star, 1-star experience of yourself and belief about yourself, all you're gonna end up with is more 1-star or 2-star experiences, because life is a direct reflection of who you are. And so the mirror around you in the universe and people and all those things that are happening, and synchronicity and manifestation and attractions, are simply reflecting your state of being. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a simple way, using the law of assumption, using the teaching of Neville Goddard, for you to change in a simple way your self-concept. So using that simple technique will allow you to improve and craft a new version of yourself, to go from 1-star to 5-star. If you commit yourself to that simple exercise, there's nothing you cannot do, there's no change you cannot do. All right, so let's go. And before we go further, I would like to invite you to hit that like and subscribe button so that you can see more of this type of videos and help me grow this channel, guys. So how do we go about improving your self-concept? How do we go from 1-star to 5-star? It's actually a very simple process. It's the process of using your wonderful human imagination. That's what Neville Goddard calls it, right? That creative power that you have to recreate, to see yourself in a different way, to shift basically your perception about yourself. Everything stems in your imagination. Because if you're not able to start imagining a greater version of yourself, making more money, being happier, being slimmer, being fitter, having that relationship, doing whatever the things you want to do, create and live, yeah? If you're not able to go in your imagination there first before you actually get it, chances are very, very, very likely that you won't get it. Why is that? Because your inability to see it, to experience it in your imagination, or your refusal to even go there, just shows simply how far away you are from that timeline, from that reality. So your mental activity, what is happening in the inner conversation, in the movies that you're already creating right now, because you are creating movies, whether you are aware of it or not, your imagination is constantly at work, right? But for most people, it's based on the past programs that you have, right? All those experiences, past events, failures, and whatever things are being replayed in your mind, right? So we project on the future based on what we've experienced in the past. And that's why we tend to perpetuate what was and create what will be. And that's why we struggle to be able to conceive a life that is dramatically different from where we are today, right? Because there is this part of us deep inside at the subconscious level that wants us to remain consistent with the way we see ourselves. So to go into your imagination and to be able to live a 5-star experience of the reality that you want in whichever way and form you want it to be is the prerequisite to start teaching your subconscious mind a new level of yourself. And this is actually very important to understand, is that if you cannot see it, if you cannot mentally rehearse it, if you cannot taste it in your imagination beforehand, you're actually very far from that reality physically. So the fastest way to bridge the gap from 1-star to 5-star, or 3 to 5, whatever, is to be able to, in your imagination, use mental rehearsal. And that's why successful athletes and entrepreneurs, so many people rave about the power of mental rehearsal, visualization, imagination, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's the same tool. It's being able to see it, to feel it, to taste it, to experience it in your imagination ahead of the physical experience. because this is one of the most powerful ways to prime yourself, to prime your subconscious mind to outgrow where you are and to teach yourself a new way of being, a new way of reacting, a new way of responding, a new way of living the life that you want. So you gotta be able to train yourself, okay? And so this is just to emphasize that you must put the work ahead of time of changing yourself so that the change that you've created in yourself can start to being reflected outside of yourself by the mirror. And so this is why committing to having a daily discipline of visualizing, imagining, mentally rehearsing the person you want to be, the life that you want to have, the situation you want to experience over and over and over again, because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So the more you invest your attention into your imagination, creating the events, feeling this event as those are happening now, you're actually planting that seed in your subconscious mind again and again and again. And this is so important to understand, because if you let that old story, the old thoughts of the past being projected in the future and visualizing the worst case scenario and visualizing the struggle and being broke and things not working and being alone and more of the same, you will perpetuate more of the same, right? It's like your wish is my command. So consciously, you gotta be the CEO of your life and be like, I need to create a new vision in my mind, in the power of my mind, in the theater of my mind, so that I can instruct my subconscious mind about what I want to create. And so the process of working on your self-concept then is like, who do I need to be? What are the quality? What are the strengths? What are the behavior? What can I be differently for me to start generating different experiences? Yeah? And I'm gonna give you a few different examples so that you can see how it can play out in many, many different ways. Let's take the obvious weight loss example. A lot of people go in endless diets, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, trying different methods and things like that, and nothing works. They always go back to their self-concept, being overweight. But you see, often what they don't see is the hidden shame, is the hidden guilt, is the hidden belief about their self-concept. All those beliefs and thoughts and assumptions that they have about themselves, not being beautiful enough, pretty enough, sexy enough, attractive enough, deserving enough. So all those things that are shaping their identity is what create that extra weight very often, and why it's so hard to release it permanently. And that's why they revert back, because the self-concept hasn't changed. They're so hooked up on, when I lose the weight, then my self-concept will change. But their mental activity has never changed. So that when they see themselves in the mirror, when they're wearing certain things or when they do certain things, or when they compare themselves to other people, it keeps on reaffirming the old personality. And the old personality keeps on creating the same reality. So one way you could change your self-concept is to start seeing yourself being worthy, being lovable, being handsome, being fit, being that is not only fit and has lost weight, but that you love, right? It's creating that self-love between yourself, that appreciation between yourself, that healthy level of self-esteem and self-worth within yourself, so that you can create a level of self-concept that is aligned with that new body, because your body responds to what you hold in your mind. So you see how all your experiences tied up to, who do I need to be? How do I need to feel between myself? How can I create a state of being where I'm no longer chasing the thing that I want, that is going to give me that release, that certainty, that love, or that feeling of worthiness of whatever it is. So you must reverse that process and go to the end in your imagination. See yourself being that person now, capturing the essence that you want to live, the essence that you want to create. The fastest way to close the gap between 1 star and 5 stars is to just remind yourself, okay, where am I right now? And what do I want instead? And to answer that question, to get there, to live there, to have that 5-star life, how can I become a 5-star person? What is the gap between where I am, in my thoughts, in my emotions, in my behaviors? And how can I start exhibiting those new thoughts, feelings, and behaviors? And then you go in your imagination and you just mentally rehearse making a different decision, speaking differently, thinking differently, buying things differently, walking in the street differently, behaving in a new way, seeing yourself already having the things that you desire, but really focusing on yourself, your self-concept, your personality, your identity, and how you feel about yourself first, and not so much on those external things. And so this is a powerful way to not only reprogram your subconscious mind, but to also improve your self-concept. Every day, settle at least 10 to 15 minutes and visualize yourself. Create powerful movies where you see yourself winning, where you see yourself happy, where you see yourself safe, where you see yourself feeling worthy and abundant and deserving and acting and being surrounded by everything that you want in your life. Let your mind be absorbed, give your attention to those movies, to those pictures, give it your energy, and it will grow. And you will grow, and when you grow, your life will start to grow and bloom. And so as you go from 1 star to 2 star to 3 star to 4 star, your life will start to reflect that. And so this is the power of improving your self-concept. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comment. If you love this type of video, guys, thank you for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will see you next time. Be well.